All right, welcome back into the crossover. That right there is NBA veteran Keyon Dooling. I'm your boy Tende Tony. The King is back.
The King.
All right, LeBron, he's back.
The champ is here.
After, what was it, 1,200 some odd games with scoring 10 points or more. That streak ended over the weekend where LeBron failed to score 10 points, but then comes back out and has 29, 7, and 6 at 40.
Yeah. I mean, look, he could have probably, went for the 10 points. It was a rough shooting night. Toronto's got a lot of length on the wing, a lot of multiple pieces over there defensively. But what they don't say is that he made the pass to win the game. He made the right play, and that's something that he always does. And so, yeah, he came out last night and had to show us that, like, hey, that was an anomaly.
It was just a good matchup for them. Yeah. I just missed a lot of shots. I wasn't able to get it.
It's one of those nights.
But 29, 7, and 6, if LeBron can continue to play that LeBron way, right, where he's able to facilitate, he's able to score. Right now, as it stands, Lakers are second in the West. Very quietly have been moving up the standings. Very quietly have been having very good games from Luka, who had a triple-double this past game. Right now, he's, I think, third in MVP voting. I think Jokic is first, SGA second, and Luka's third. But this Lakers team, KD...
They look good, man.
Very interesting.
They do. The thing that really impresses me about the Lakers is that they've had guys in and out of the lineup. They're still looking for an identity, but their guys are good enough to continue to go out there and win, and they're finding, that rhythm. They're finding that feel for one another. And LeBron is playing differently, right? He's playing a lot, coming up, setting screens, playing in the pocket, making passes and plays going downhill. If they don't stop the ball, he's putting his whole arm in the rim. He's still a great facilitator. So it's great to see him playing a different kind of way. Man, this guy continues to evolve, continues to impress, even at this age in the NBA.
It just feels like if he's able to lock in on a role that we're not used to seeing him play, but if he's able to master that like he's mastered every other thing that he's done in this league, the Lakers have a legitimate shot to be a very interesting contender in the Western Conference. But before we started recording, we were both looking at some of the standings, some of the scores from last night, and then you see at the top of the conference, you're like, oh, wait, OKC is 23-1.
Yeah.
They've won 15 in a row.
Yeah.
They benched 6 guys the other night and won by 30.
Yeah.
You're like, how can anybody beat this team?
They are the real deal. I don't see anybody beating them right now. They're priming not only like individually, like with some of their players, like they're in their primes, but like from a continuity standpoint, man, they really play the ball. They really play well together. They got a good mix of veteran players, old good role players that do their job. They got a mix of youngsters who don't even know, what it is to be an NBA player, but they know the Oklahoma City regime, and they are exercising that every night when they go out. As far as LeBron, like playing this particular role, he can play a lot of different roles. On the USA team, he always kind of changes up his game in order to fit in and play with other people. But even him fitting in makes him stand out because he's so good at doing everything better than everyone for all this time that it doesn't matter how he plays. I think he's putting himself in a position to give them the best opportunity to win, and also to give Luka and Austin Reeves kind of the keys as far as like the future. But at the end of the day, when the game breaks down, they need a play. LeBron delivers.
You get 6.
He gets it done.
I want to talk about something LeBron related tangentially with some other stuff later on in the show, but I do want to talk about
word right there. Say that again.
Tangentially.
Ooh,
like a little.
Put that in my lexicon.
Right here, like that magic.
Yeah.
Bam.
Okay.
So I want to do something with LeBron when it comes to his record of double-digit points, but I'm going to put that later on in the show.
Okay.
I do want, Sean, if you could look this up for us real quick. I want to see what the pace was for the 73-9 Warriors team from, was it 15-16? What they were at this point through 24 games. Because when we start looking at some of the best teams in the regular season, obviously we had the 96 Bulls 72-10. We've got the 15-16 Warriors at 73-9. OKC might just be young and dumb enough.
Yeah.
Where they're like, all right, bet we could take this record.
Yeah.
We could be 74-8.
It's possible. Yeah.
74-8.
Especially on this track. It's possible. Obviously, injuries, play a part in that. They're blessed because they got so much depth that when somebody goes down,
J-Dub hasn't played.
I know. I know.
J-Dub hasn't played. They're 23-1.
I know.
Yeah, let's look up here 2015-16 Warriors.
Unbelievable what they're able to do, man.
And that team was great. Obviously didn't win a championship. LeBron came in. Obviously we know what happened. Down 3-1, they won. But it feels like outside of Steph, Draymond, KD, Clay, this OKC team is deeper than that Warriors team was. Do you have any pushback for me on that? I mean, it just feels like all the role players for OKC, you can go down the line and it's like another starting five of another team.
Yeah, I feel you, but I don't know if they're like one of their best role players could win MVP of the finals like Iguodala did, right? Yeah, I mean they got a lot of depth on that team. To compare them to the Golden State Warriors, I can see why. I just think that they need a little bit more seasoning. They need a little bit more to their resume. They need a few more chips before we can.
A little bit more veteran leadership.
They just need their resumes to be buffed up a little bit before I compare them to Golden State.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay, so look at this. They had 2 losses within the first basically almost 2 weeks of the season. But then they went WWW. Yeah. They had already 3 losses
they have a legitimate chance to break the record.
They had hold up. By Christmas, they had already had 6 losses. Is that am I reading that right? 1, 2. They had 3, 4, 5 losses by Christmas. OKC we're about 17 days from about 2.5 weeks from Christmas, and they got 1 loss.
They got 1 loss. Yeah. And their second best player hasn't played
yet. Yeah. And Chet's been coming along like very well. That was always a worry for me is Chet, his frame. Yeah. His frame as a wing, okay, I get it. You have the KD mold, you have the Brandon Ingrams, that like long, lanky wing that can score. But him as a big at that size and that frame, I had worries about, especially when he got hurt. But now it seems like him and Hartenstein have been able to play really well together. And that was the key for them last year. Like when those 2 guys played, they were winning ball games. Yeah,
and the game has shifted a little bit. Like the physicality isn't as much at the power forward and the center position. You're not like getting somebody backing in through your chest all the time. You don't get a whole bunch of that. So I think durability is going to be the biggest issue for Chet. I think it's like that for all 7-footers, really. I just think that there's so much cartilage and ligaments and long bones and
so many things to go wrong.
So many things that can go wrong when you're that height. But I'm not really worried about Chet as far as being injury prone. I think he, shows up, shows out, and he's priming right now as well.
Let's put your coach hat on for a second.
Okay, for a second.
If you're Mark Daigneault and you see that this team has the potential to break the record for wins in a regular season, would you prioritize, hey, this team is young enough, this team has fresh enough legs with rotations enough to go get that record? Or is that something you kind of pull back on and be like, you know what? Maybe it's in sight. Maybe we're close. Maybe we're at 70 wins, right? Maybe we get to 68 wins if there's a couple. Maybe SGA gets hurt for a couple of weeks. But something happens. Is that a record that you would be going for as a coach?
Yeah, I think 2 things can be true at the same time. I think you can, prepare your team to win a championship and also go for the individual accolade as far as a team. So I think they can do both. But at the end of the day, I think it's more important for them to be healthy going into the playoffs. At the end of the day, to me, it seems that no matter what, like if they have to play against Jokic, that's a tough matchup problem. Even if you break the record, in the regular season for most wins, like having to see him in the playoffs. You still got to
see 15 in the playoffs.
Yeah, so you want to be, as healthy as possible for that kind of situation.
The Rockets, too, kind of swimming around.
Rockets look good, man.
I haven't seen, let's see, Rockets now, 15-6, 4th in the conference behind Denver, LA, and obviously OKC. Yeah. But you look at that top 6 of the conference, OKC, Lakers, Denver, Houston, San Antonio, who Wemby's still, out of commission. He's got to get him back soon. And then Minnesota to round out the top 6. Like, the Western Conference.
They loaded. They reloaded.
Real quick, we'll get to the Eastern Conference before we would do some rumor stuff. But you look at the top of the East, and me and you were talking about it. Out of nowhere, really, and it feels like the last couple of like maybe 2 weeks, Boston. Jaylen Brown's been putting in work. Pritchard, Derek White. Is Boston a team that all of a sudden we knew Jason Tatum was going to be out for basically the entire year? Maybe he comes back in like April just to get some run.
I wouldn't.
you would put him on the shelf till next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even with a team that right now sits at December 8th or whatever, or 9th, 15-9, third in the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Boston is a team where they have young players now that, have responsibility. So they need to play. They need to get better. They will not win a championship this year if Tatum comes back anyway, and you risk the injury factor. So I don't want to see Tatum come back this year. But the way that Boston plays, the way that their coach coaches, and the pedigree that they have, it's a championship organization. So I think this is great for development. It'll really help them next season as they get Tatum back healthy. They might be able to make some moves depending on who they're able to get in the draft. They still have some flaws because they lost Al Horford, they lost Cornette, they lost a lot of
frontline guys. Yep,
they lost a lot of that. So you need these young guys to play. And I think they're playing good basketball. They're playing, hard every night. They give themselves an opportunity to win. But they're a scary team, but I don't think they're a contender. Not this year.
It's just that East is just such in a weird spot right now. Just not even in the top 6, right? Looking at the teams that we started the season with, Philly, who we thought was going to be somewhat decent with Edgecombe, with Maxey, with McCain coming back, Paul George coming back, Embiid. I don't know if you've seen Embiid lately. Embiid has been not good. Last night, I think 4 of 21 from the field. Like, that Philly thing is, they're in 7th right now. Cavs are in 8th place right now.
Wow.
Atlanta in 9th place right now. Milwaukee in 10th. Yeah. And then the rest of that, obviously we won't even talk about.
But those are scary teams, but those are teams to see in the playoffs.
Those are teams that if you start looking and be like, all right, wait a second, if Atlanta can get Trey back or if they make a move, Jalen Johnson is a absolute dog. Yeah. Jalen Johnson is on the short list in the Eastern Conference of him. Yeah. Like he's real deal. Milwaukee with Giannis, when they get back, we'll see about that a little bit more on that later. Cleveland's a weird team to me.
Man, Cleveland, they were so good last year. I don't know if it was just, the freshness of Donovan Mitchell kind of getting over there, new coach and things like that. But they're not surprising anyone this year. I was thinking that Evan Mobley would take another step.
That kind of
I think he's kind of, kind of balanced off a little bit. Hopefully they can, kind of shift that up. They haven't been healthy. Darius Garland missed a lot early in the season. But we'll have to see. I mean, at the end of the day, they do have some good veteran players. They do have a lot of talent. They do have length. They do have scoring. I think, with the backcourt that they have, I think they get a little bit small. So I think defensively, it catches up with them at some point.
And I think from what we've seen, I think they're a little bit too Donovan Mitchell dependent. And you know how that works in an 82-game season, especially with the size of Donovan Mitchell. He's not a particularly big guy.
Yeah, he's not tall.
He's not tall. He's thick. Yeah. Right? Like he's a linebacker when it comes to his position, but he's not an incredibly long guy. He's not a guy that avoids contact. He's very much like, I'm going to get to the hoop. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to try and dunk on you. Obviously, his three-point game has developed nicely with Cleveland as well. But it's like every time they need something, you go to 45. There's only so many times where that's going to be able to be leaned on before the brakes start falling off.
Yeah.
Especially with no Garland.
Well, I just think they need more scoring. Darius Garland hasn't, been healthy enough. They haven't been on the court enough for him.
The toe injury they said that's going to be a lingering injury, kind of all through the season.
Yeah,
too.
So he's going to have to deal with that. I thought Evan Mobley was like in position to take another leap this year. To me, it doesn't look like he did. It's kind of like he stayed the same. And, I just don't think they have enough scoring. I don't think they have enough depth. But they still got a lot of talented team. They got a very talented team. They played very well last year, so they'll be confident. I think at some point they'll hit a rhythm.
Detroit, top of the conference. New York, right after that. Both teams, if you tell me right now if I give you Detroit or New York or the field to come out of the East, what would you take?
Yeah, I would say
one of the two between Detroit and New York coming out?
Yeah, I think so.
New York was right there.
Yeah, I think so. I really believe that New York, they're getting better. They're starting to find their offensive rhythm. They've had some injuries, from time to time. So Brunson's been out a little bit. Cat's been out a little bit. But they got a veteran team. They got guys who've been playing together, not only in the NBA, but played together in college. So they play for one another. They have this like telepathic like way of communicating with one another. They got an Iron Man over there in Bridges who, day in, day out does his job. Brunson is continuing to get better. If he can stay healthy, he's one of the best point guards in the league. I think they're
one of the best clutch players in the league too.
Defensively, they have flexibility. They have a shot blocker in Mitchell Robinson. They have a lot of pieces that can switch out. OG Anunoby is to me one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Oh, speaking of OG, let's pull up the video real quick. Let's get the video of Desmond Bane and OG.
Hey, Bane,
tell me you saw this over the weekend. Bomb blocked.
Hey, Bane been on one this year. Bane been on one, bro. That's that Memphis, the residue.
But he's in Orlando now, though.
I know.
OG Anunoby inside. Oh, what a play from
out of him. He's still trying to get that Memphis out of him, man. He's been on one this year, but he's playing better.
Yeah, he's been scoring better.
Yep, he's been scoring better. He's playing better. Orlando.
What's the thought process here, you think? So instead of me getting the ball and going back on a fast break, I'm going to get the ball, throw that shit off OG, who's on the floor out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the logic behind that one. I think, maybe he didn't like the way his teammates fell. I don't know if he was feeling like, oh, okay, he's out of bounds. I'm trying to get it off of him. To me, it just was like he just lost it for a moment. He had a moment. And he just said, fuck it.
Say he's out of bounds. Let me throw the ball off him real quick.
OG a cool kid, though. He ain't overreact or anything like that.
Yeah, and to be honest, like it's not like OG stuck his leg out, hit his teammate or anything. I don't know who was it. Was that Anthony Black that flew? Yeah, it was
Suggs, maybe.
Yeah. That was I saw that and I was like, that's a weird. There's one thing in the NBA, like kind of every week that you see something go by and you're like,
yeah,
I didn't know what that was.
I have no explanation for why he did that, unless he just wanted to run the fade.
Right here you go. Ha.
Yeah.
Big loss for the Magic. Franz Wagner. He went down with a knee injury.
I saw that.
That's very interesting too, because Orlando had been playing well.
They have been playing well. They got Paolo back, so he's getting back in the.
But that's always Orlando, right? They have a decent squad, and then all of a sudden one guy gets hurt, then another guy gets hurt. Last year, remember, Banchero was out with the oblique injury. Franz Wagner was out with an oblique injury, a different time, but the same injury. Yeah. It's like things like that. You start looking around, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I mean,
can't catch a break.
They can't catch a break, but they got a lot of young players over there. They got a nice, core group of guys. Wendell Carter's been playing very well this year as well. But they're gonna miss Franz.
Big time.
To me, he's their second best player. Maybe their best team player, overall player, because he's able to, shoot, pass,
good glue guy too,
dribble, plays multiple positions. But yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for him.
The Eastern Conference is in a really interesting spot because you got a lot of top tier guys that have been in and out of the lineup. You have teams like Detroit that we thought was good last year, but then they took a big time step. Jalen Duren's been playing amazing. He's probably eligible for a nice max deal. Cade's been one of the best players in the NBA, so they're sitting atop the conference right now in 19-5. The Knicks are kind of floating around. I think Mike Brown's done a good job.
Yeah,
in lieu of like the Thibodeau regime and just the hype machine that was happening behind New York, it feels like Mike Brown's been very steady for the organization that usually is kind of in flux. But we were a hometown team kind of show, right? Our Miami Heat have been up and down with some big wins, some big losses. Obviously, they lost to Sacramento, which was a brutal loss.
Bad loss.
Yeah, that's a bad loss. That's a bad loss. But Sean, let's pull up the latest rumor going on. Obviously, whenever you hear the Heat, they're always pulled up in some sort of rumor between Giannis, between whatever free agent is out there. And let's go one over to the left here. Let's go to the Ja Morant one. There we go. So according to Jake Fisher, and he writes for the Mark Stein Substack. Let's scroll up a little bit. One scroll up. Here we go. Miami Heat have discussed a potential trade for Ja Morant per Jake Fisher. And that's something that obviously we were talking about and everybody was talking about, that like if you get somebody locked into Heat culture, all of a sudden things can change. So the quote is, Miami's already shaping into a surprising buyer in the trade market even before this week's Giannis' headlines. League sources say that the Heat, for example, have internal discussions about Memphis's Ja Morant and how Miami's infrastructure could benefit him.
I agree with
KD?
I agree with Mr. Fisher. I think Miami definitely could help Ja. Just from a professionalism and accountability, mentorship, like they'll wrap
maturity,
expectations and accountability. Like at the end of the day, like sometimes you have to get outside of your comfort zone in order to grow or be stretched or to be pushed.
Only way to grow.
And I think, Memphis has pushed him as far as they can push him, right? They don't have any championships in the band up in the Raptors. They don't have the pedigree of guys. It's not a big market. Getting them down here to South Florida would be great. Would be great for Ja. I know that the way that the Heat trains and disciplines their players on and off the court, I know the infrastructure. A lot of people say, hey, well, Ja in Miami. To me, I think Miami is a place where you can like have a good time without like not having to be in the action. You can go to a good restaurant. You know, there's so many things that we can do down here.
There's so many famous people that like you have to be.
You can actually do it bigger in Miami and have a nice time and take your ass home and get ready for tomorrow. And plus the way that the Heat trains and prepares you, you can't be out all night anyway. You got to be locked in. So I think it'll be a good change for him. I think it'll be good for the Heat because I think, you know, his value isn't as high as it historically has been. Sure. So I think they can get him for a bargain right now, and they can develop him, and they can like kind of restart his career back on that same trajectory that
he's definitely a bit of a distress asset right now because Memphis is looking around. Memphis has been playing better, right? Usalo, their coach, has been inputting that like hockey line change system where they're playing 10 guys a quarter, which is insane. Do you remember Kentucky back in the day used to have the 5 in, 5 out? All right, you guys are in, you guys are out. Everybody's playing basically 20 minutes a game because everybody's playing. Zach Edey's come back. He's looked somewhat decent. I was never a big Zach Edey fan. I thought he was kind of big, slow, and plotting.
Yeah, he's getting better.
Since he's been back. They've been playing really good ball. But all that without John Morant.
Yeah.
So now you start looking around and saying, all right, wait a second. We've got guys that are bought into what this system is. We're playing a little bit better. That has the Memphis front office looking around saying, all right, we're not going to be competitive, right? The Western Conference is the best that it's been in a decade,
It's
more.
damn good.
Right? Like Memphis is what had that moment in the sun for a year and some change when Memphis was 1 or 2 seed a couple of years ago. Now it's like, all right, how can we rebuild? How can we get guys bought into a system that this coach is going to put in? And it just feels like they're looking around saying, all right, if we can get something for Ja, now might be the time to get either assets on the way back, picks on the way back, somebody that can contribute nicely to the program that we've got going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's like you look around the Heat and it's like, all right, well, you can get some good.
You can get
Jaime
some
Jaquez send over there, Jovic send over there. All of a sudden,
you can
that
get
in a
some
first round pick, and Ja ends up in a very interesting situation where you can be in Miami. Everybody's famous.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's famous. You can as crazy it is as it is, you can disappear in Miami.
Absolutely.
Leo Messi, the most famous guy on the planet, plays here. Have you ever seen or heard of Leo Messi anywhere?
No.
Again, different kind of cat, right? Family guy, very to himself, very out there. Ja, single guy, going out there, living his life, doing his thing. Different, levels of fame. But you could disappear.
Yeah,
here
you can disappear
very easily.
Yeah, you can come to Broward County, man. Go out west, go to Southwest Ranches or Davie or Western.
Do you show you around up there in Southwest Ranches?
And you know what? It could really like, be a good fresh start for Ja.
Everybody needs a second chance.
He does. He really does. And look, my patience is running thin with Ja. Like I've been disappointed in his antics. I want to see you hooping. I don't want to be talking about your antics.
Right. You and Klay Thompson, who you're talking to one of the best two-way players of all time.
I don't want to hear it.
Legend who's got 4 titles and you got 0.
But I'm not writing Ja off yet. Like if Ja can get to the Heat, I would love that for him. And I don't think he would be a cancer. I don't think he'll be a problem because guess what? They got history there. And a lot of times the administrative and the coaches and the people in the front office don't have to take care of it because they got soldiers who believe in the Heat culture that it won't even escalate up to them. They'll take care of it on the front end.
And it also feels like where there's some teams that struggle in that department because they have such a high turnover of front office guys, of coaching staff guys, where you look around the Heat and you're like, this dude's been here for 25 years. That guy's been here for 30 years. The big guy's been here since the beginning. Like you look around, Spo's been here for how many years? Almost 20 years at this point, probably more. More. Wow, I even forgot what year we're in. Damn.
Yeah.
You don't have the worry of, if I don't treat Ja right, that's my job.
No,
right?
man.
That's like if you don't fit in here, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
You're not good.
Yeah. But you know what, man? Like I know we forget things quickly, but like Ja really turned around that program in Memphis, right? They hadn't been good since like Mike Conley and Zebo and Tony Allen.
City days,
they weren't good, right? Ja really put that program on his map. The city embodied him. He kind of took on their personality a little bit. And he's gone through some stuff. He's a young person. Like, when you're young, man, you do immature things. And you grow and you develop, right? And this game has been a game of second chances. Ja's on his third now.
Yeah.
He's on his third now. So he's really going to have to repair himself and really rebuild his image and his commitment to the game. If not, what you'll see happen is you'll see a max player who had a little run in the league, and then no team will touch him. And he'll still have something in the tank, and nobody will want him. And then that's when it can get scary.
Let's get to another real quick little rumor mill. Let's get to the Giannis rumor mill, which has been one that's been very interesting. So, per the Stein line, again, Mark Stein doing a great job. The Bucks continue to tell teams that Giannis Antetokounmpo is not available. As the trade season draws close, everybody's talking about Giannis, even though, and I want to underline this, the Bucks continue to tell teams he's not available. We don't want your trade pitches. So it's this weird deal where the Bucks keep shouting to the wind, listen to us, we don't want to talk trades with you about Giannis, and the rest of the league just ignores it and obsesses about him. If you're a GM and you already hear the rumblings of Giannis being like, hey, look, like, I want to be somewhere else, I'm tired of being here in Milwaukee, your due diligence to call the Bucks and tell them, hey, this is what I got, just in case something would happen.
Yeah, I don't care if they don't want to hear it. Like,
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, the reality is that it might happen one day, and before it happens,
let me
tell you what we can do to try and get Giannis to our team.
So we got Tyler Hero, we got Khalil Ware.
Yeah.
Who would you add in a trade like that?
Well, I mean,
would you take a pause on Khalil Ware?
Yes, I would.
Really? To get Giannis?
Yeah, I would. I would rather pair him with Ware more so than Bam.
Okay.
And here's the reason why I say that. One, Ware is a 5-man who can stretch the floor. He is a lob threat. So Giannis is going to be going to the cup quite a bit. He's going to have the ball in his hand. I think Bam wouldn't have an impact or a role, and it would be bad for spacing if you put Bam and Giannis together. So I say Ware. And also his contract lines up because Bam has a max contract as well. So I would hold on Ware. He hasn't signed an extension yet. He's still on his rookie deal.
Team-friendly deal, yep.
Yep. So I would like that pair more so than Bam. Not to minimize Bam. I just think that him and Giannis kind of would get in each other's way because of the way that they play.
You think if there is a trade that happens, right, and somehow or another Miami trades a bunch of pieces and then lands Giannis, but they don't send Bam to one of those places. I feel like having the ultimate coach in Coach Bo, he will devise a plan to make sure that things are opened up. And maybe that's a reason why they shifted the offense to create more of this free-flowing, open space offense where it's attack. You got space, kick out, boom, here.
But you wouldn't play that offense with Giannis on your team.
You don't think so? Getting them downhill?
No, not necessarily downhill. See, a lot of what they're doing right now is aways and different actions. They're coming
motion off ball.
Yeah, they're coming off with Giannis. A lot of times he's going to be rebounding the ball because he's always in the top 5 in rebounding, and he'll be pushing the ball, right? So you got to have spacing around him. But I don't worry about the philosophy part of it. Eric Spoelstra can always figure that out. But I just think that wherever Giannis goes, he'll make the team and the franchise better. And I would love to see him in Miami, even if it was with Bam, right? I just don't think you can get a deal done like that without
including somebody like that.
Yeah, Bam, maybe Hero as well, just because he's a Milwaukee kid and things like that. The money might line up. And then Miami might be able to kind of get, extract some of the shooters that they have, and get some of the lower paid players on that deal. But I want everybody to come back to Miami. Personally,
we got Giannis.
Man, what? I'm trying to have a dream team around this piece. Facts.
We also look at some of the situations when it comes to a trade with Miami, and that the ESPN came out with an article today with Tim Bontemps and Bobby Marks talking about how the Terry Rozier situation, right? He's owed $26 million. He's an expiring contract. The Heat were not told explicitly that he was going through a gambling scandal when they traded for Terry Rozier, which is one situation we'll put off to the side for a second. But you start looking around and being like, A, the NBA should have told the Heat that there was something going on before they started calling around and making a deal for Rozier. B, now that he is waiting arraignment, he's obviously away from the team, His contract is still up in the air. We don't really know what is going to happen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be able to be used as an expiring contract deal to send out in trades?
No, you know what?
That's
Personally,
a very interesting situation.
Yeah, I think if he's found guilty, the contract will be void. So they won't be responsible for that payment if he's found guilty.
But
right?
are we going to have that? Are we going to have that by the trade deadline?
Possibly. Maybe a little bit after there, February, March, because he's already got indicted. So I'm sure he's going to be going to court here pretty soon.
They said he's going to try and get bail now. He's going to be arraigned to try and negotiate for bail in the next week. I think this week.
Yeah, you have to let the legal process kind of go out, but then you also have to factor in the business side of it. Yeah, so we'll have to see.
It just feels like that's a very interesting piece of, man, you got $26 million on an expiring deal is a very good bargaining chip for teams.
He's only got this last year on the deal.
A lot of teams would be very interested in $26 million to be like, and you don't even have to step in the building.
Yeah.
You trade for that money, boom, off our books, see ya.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a very interesting piece. And what I was reading in that article with Tim Bontemps and Marks, they were saying the Heat have him still on the roster, which means that they think that something can happen where if he gets traded, there's going to be some sort of exception made where they'll be able to get that money off the books.
Gotcha.
Because if they didn't think so, they would have cut him outright.
Right.
And they would have had to swallow the 26 mil, and it is what it is. We got shafted on a deal that they should have told us there was a gambling scandal about, and they didn't tell us.
Yeah.
So it's like that part to me, we're waiting, I think, February 5th. Let's check what the NBA trade deadline is. I think it's February 5th. But you're looking around saying, all right, if the Heat know something and they haven't made a move yet, there may be something cooking off in the background.
Let's know that they're playing chess. Like the Heat always, figuring everything out, and they strike when the iron is hot. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, so we had talked earlier in the show about LeBron, and so it's February 5th or 6th at some point. Talked about LeBron having a pretty incredible record of double-digit points for, 1,200 and some odd games. So it got me thinking, what are some of the most unbreakable records in NBA history? What are some that just pop up to you off the dome?
Oh, I mean, nobody ain't averaging 50 the way that Wilt did, right? Didn't he average like 50 and 20?
I got it here. Let's see. Hold up. I have it here.
This
is crazy. All right.
I don't think anybody going to
So these are
50.
all Wilt stats. You ready? He averaged 50 points a game in a season.
That ain't happening.
He had 118 50-point games.
That ain't happening. Nobody ain't going to catch that.
He has, I got to see the exact number, but he had like 62 60-point games, which is unreal. The one that sticks out to me is John Stockton. Stockton, 15,806 assists.
Yeah. CP ain't catching that.
No, but very few people are catching that. Steph Curry, still counting. I don't know if that 3-point record is ever going to be broken. Because the closest guy is Dame, and Dame is who's active.
Yeah.
And like he's still very far away from that.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to catch Steph, but in this era with the rules and things like that, guys make a lot more 3-pointers now. Steph went through some time where we could still hand check him a little bit early in his career, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to break that one.
Wilt 55 rebounds a game.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
Some teams don't even have 55 rebounds
a game. That's crazy. Unbelievable.
32 60-point games for Wilt. 32 60-point games.
That's a lot of 60-point games, bro.
AC Green. Want to guess how many games he played in a row, the Iron Man?
Oh, AC Green did it. I mean, he didn't miss games. Like one of the most disciplined people in the history of the NBA. How many?
Almost 1,200. 1,192 consecutive games.
That's unbelievable.
Let me do the math real quick.
And Bridges is what? Bridges has been at it for.
Let's look up how many games Michael Bridges has played in a row.
I don't think he'll.
1,192 divided by 82. You don't even want to know. That's 14 and a half seasons. 82 games every season.
Yeah. AC Green.
Do you think anybody's going to beat Kobe's 81? Obviously, Wilt is at 100, but Kobe's 81 in the modern era.
81, that can be had.
Yeah?
Yeah, at some point, you can get going. Like, Devin Booker's had a 70-point game, right? I think that could potentially be had at some point. If somebody gets hot on a night, that's achievable for one night. 50 for the season.
No, nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that. Karl Malone, 13 straight 20-point per game seasons.
13 straight?
20-point per game seasons.
Yeah, I think somebody will get that eventually.
John Stockton, 3,200 steals.
Who's second on that list?
I don't know who's second.
Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, maybe?
Oh, why? I know this. Stockton's 15.8K steals. Second place is Jason Kidd with 12,000.
Yeah.
And he's still 3,800 more than that.
Yeah.
Scotty Skiles, 30 assists in a game.
You might see a 30 assist game.
Yeah?
Yeah. But we hadn't seen that since the 90s, so I'm not sure.
Hold on,
but that's difficult. Scott Skiles was a bad man.
30 in a game is absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Does anybody break the points record with LeBron? 40K.
I can't see it. I don't think that person has been born yet. But I
don't think that person's parents maybe have been born yet.
Yeah, I can't see it. I don't see anybody in this generation that's a threat to LeBron's scoring title.
Let me see here. Most points in a quarter, Klay Thompson with 37.
37 in a quarter?
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough. That's amazing.
Most career triple doubles, Russ with 200.
Sounds about right. That can be had.
Yeah?
Yeah, that can
that one?
It's possible. Yeah. I mean, depending on how long Jokic plays.
True.
You know, Jokic definitely can do it. It's possible.
LeBron's got 42,260 points in climbing, by the way. Wilt has 24,000 rebounds. 24,000 rebounds.
Wow.
That's an insane number.
Is that the most of all time?
Yeah. Yeah. And then Hakeem, most blocks of 3,800, I think.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now it goes back to the 73 3-win Warriors to make a full circle for the show. OKC is on the doorstep this season.
They can do it.
If I give you odds, if I tell you
I'm taking the over.
You're going to take if I set the over, I was going to say this. If I set the over at 70.5.
I'm taking the over.
You're going to take the over?
Yeah. I think they can do it.
Let's do this. All right. Let's do this. Let's mark it on the show and let's cut it up so we have this to play later on in the season.
I think they can do it.
At game 82, getting ready for the playoffs, what do you think the record for the Oklahoma City Thunder is going to be?
They'll have 71 wins.
So 71 and 11.
71 and 11?
There's 71 and 11.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go set the over under 70.5. I think I may one up you. I think they tie 96 Bulls, 72 and 10.
Okay.
I'm going to go one up.
All right. Let's see it. Let's go. I'm looking forward to it. Lunch will be on whoever loses.
Okay.
Or whoever's closest.
Deal. We'll invite Andy
wins.
too.
Yep. We got him.
We got him for hooking us up. All right. Next show, Thursday. Looking to get a guest.
Yeah.
We're working on a couple things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Exciting. All right. We'll see you guys there. Make sure to rate, subscribe, review to the crossover, not only on YouTube. Check out KD on social medias. What are your socials, KD?
Oh, it's just Keyon Dooling on IG. Holla at your boy.
Follow the boy. He's got time.
All that good stuff.
If you got something to say, he's got time.
Yeah. Don't get petty with me. I won't get petty with you.
Unless you are petty, and then KD will have a very good time being petty with you back.
I got time today.
You got time a lot of the time, baby.
For sure.
All right. I'm at 10 Day Tony on all socials. You can check us out there. Again, rate, subscribe, review. Get to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your stuff. Make sure you like and subscribe there. So we'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace.
We out.